In this video, we will have a look at the difference between the winter tire as well as the all-season tire. Many people this time of year are not sure whether winter tires are worth the cost. However, in this video, we plan to debunk that myth and have a look at these two tires and compare them to see which you should be purchasing in the winter. I've been in the tire industry for a number of years, so I hope to give a bit of an inside look as we compare the two. My name is Ethan, this is my brother Joshua, and welcome to Car Creations. Alright, so for the first test, we are going to do a brake test. We're going to travel down a road that has not been plowed, and first of all we'll do a full brake lock at 30 kilometers an hour, and then we'll do it at 50. So the Clubman has all seasons and the BMW has winters. Both are all-wheel drive, so hopefully from this we'll see which car does best in stopping. All seasons, 30 kilometers an hour. Okay, here we go. Already traction control's going a bit crazy. Okay, I'm going 30 right now. 33, 31, full lock. Not bad. Let's quickly make a mark. Okay, I came up to this spot right here, and now time for the BMW. Studded winter tires, 30 kilometers an hour. Let's do this. Okay. Alright, so what happened there? Well, it turns out my car is pretty good at braking. We're good at foot to 6 inches difference. However, it could be from where we first put our brakes. You could have been a little bit late. It's hard to judge at 30 kilometers an hour where the front of your car is. What we're going to do now is I'm going to do 50 kilometers an hour and then he's going to do 50, and we'll see how big of a difference that makes. I did note, however, it was a lot easier for him to get up the hill than it was me. He just went straight up, but my traction control was just spinning like crazy. Alright, so going 50 is going to be a little bit scarier. What exactly happened with the brake test? It's hard to show on camera exactly what happened, but basically when we're going 30 kilometers an hour, it was only about a foot difference in braking. With a margin of error, that's pretty close. However, as soon as we kicked the speed up to 50 kilometers an hour, the difference was quite significant. There was probably around 6 feet difference between having winter tires and having all seasons. So that 6 feet could be the difference of life and death, especially if you're going exponentially faster. Say you're going 100 kilometers an hour, that difference is going to be way bigger. And it's not even just stopping going straight. When you're going those speeds, you put the brakes on, and what can happen is the back end could kick out, or you could go sideways, and yeah, you really want to make sure that you have good tires to deal with that. So I will be upgrading these as soon as possible. Okay, so what are the 3 different things that people look for when they're shopping for new things, especially for new tires? They're looking for a cheap, long-lasting, and want to make sure that they do their job. Okay, now this is a problem, because first of all, most people know you can't get cheap and good, especially because good winter tires, they take a lot more natural rubber, which is softer. And that brings me on to the next thing. You can't have the best of both worlds with longevity and long lasting, if you can use the tires for 6 years, that kind of thing, as well as quality. Because the thing is about the best winter tires, they're made out of softer rubber. When it gets warm, softer rubber deteriorates and rubs off a lot quicker. Not deteriorates. One burnout and you get rid of your entire tire. Yeah, as opposed to the hard, cheap rubber, which you can run on forever. When you're going to buy your winter tires, don't say you want those 3 things. If you want to spend the money, then you can get quality winter tires, but you have to expect that they're only going to last 3 years max. And as you saw, we live in a crazy, beautiful mountainous area, and we have to travel up a mountain even just to get home. So, important for good tires. Yes. Let's go to our next test. So both of our cars are all-wheel drive. However, his are winter and mine are all seasons. In this test, we're going to see when we start off, whose tire can get the grip the fastest. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in green mode as that helps with lower down torque. And then I'm going to try to get out of here with no wheel slip. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing as Ethan, but I've got a trick up my sleeve. When you're speeding up on snow and ice and stuff, you don't want to be gunning it. You want to just take it slow and let the wheels catch. Alright, so what exactly happened there? So when we took off here, I pushed the gas pedal down, there was nothing, and then suddenly the wheel just spun super quick, and you could hear the car go, "Wee!" And they just spun, and then I spun up around the corner. Maybe if I went a little bit slower, I would have done better. When Joshua went, the winter tires just gripped amazing. Like, you can actually look at the ground here, and you can actually see where the studs went into the ground. Here, I'll show you. See where the studs are all dig straight into the snow. Kind of cool. So because of that, he was able to literally climb the hill and not spin the tire once. Like, it kind of blew me away, if I'm honest. All right, let's go to the next challenge. So one of the biggest causes of accidents is when people try to turn a corner. Our next test is based off of this, where we're going to go down a slight incline at 30 kilometers an hour, and then crank the wheel to the left and let off the gas, and we're going to see what happens to the cars. Let's give this a shot. Let's go. All right, this one scares me a little bit because this is where I got stuck on the first video of our channel. Okay, here we go. Not bad, actually. A lot better than I thought it would. Tires, when you turn off traction control, don't do anywhere near as well. Okay, so we've kind of shown that winter tires are a lot better than my all seasons. So what exactly makes these tires so much better? Okay, so what are some things that makes this winter tire superior to those tires? First of all, start with the sipes. There's a little cuts all the way in all the tread, and they don't just go straight across. They look like lightning bolts, so that not only do they catch when you're going in a straight line, but as well, the actual tread pattern is all jagged as well, so that it catches on a side to side. So when you're turning, when you're driving along the road, truck goes by going 100 kilometers an hour, you're not like blown to the side. Another thing is this jagged edge along here that helps with stability on the road. The studs here, they have a cool shape to them. Again, they look like a triangle, like that, so that no matter which way you're going, they always have a point going towards the direction that you're going. Alright, so that makes a lot of sense. So what about my tires? Why are they not as good? So the reason these tires can be called mud and snow in all seasons is that they have these lateral sights that go all the way through them, the cuts between the tread, okay? And that's in order to get water and potentially snow out. But they're not amazing at doing it. You see, there's no jaggedness. They're all just made out of it's a lot harder material than the ones on my tires here. If you try to move it like that, they don't move. On the studded tires, on the winter tires, you move it back and forth and the whole tread kind of moves. That said, these tires will be better if you're going on a highway drive just on regular asphalt, because they're a lot stiffer. I have noticed with mine that when you're going, you get higher speeds as well. The front seems like, I don't know, you're on Play-Doh or something, like Jello. Like you're there, but you can turn the steering wheel, but just because the tread is a little bit more, it's a lot softer. Also, if you look at the shape of looking at the front of the tire, it's just long ribs. Whereas if you look at the front of the winter tire, there's actual looks like big knife edges, the whole shape going like that, so that as you're going in, the whole tread digs into the snow or the ice. Would you suggest that if you live in the city or you do a lot of highway driving, that you do indeed get all seasons? Or are you saying that maybe get a slightly different type of winter tire, maybe one without studs, maybe one that's meant more for highway driving? Yeah, I would definitely do that. Like if you're going up once a winter to like the ski hill, then you can make do with just a regular winter tire. It doesn't have to be the crazy studded one, and they'll have a lot more stability. It won't be as good in the ice and snow, but they'll still be a lot better than an all-season tire. That makes sense. Whereas if you live in somewhere like England, especially the lower parts, London and stuff, they don't get a lot of snow there. Maybe, I haven't been there in winter time, but very, very rarely do they get much snow. It rains. It just rains. In which case, you'd be better with a tire like this, which are better in the rain. If you live in anywhere snowy, get a winter tire. If you rarely have snow, then maybe get an all-season. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. Yeah. Okay. I haven't done that before, so please forgive my bad donut skills. Yeah, and the last time I did the loop-de-loops here was the very first video we did, very bad quality, but I took our Countryman down here and I went over here, I did a crank, and the snow was a lot deeper, so it was actually like, Countryman is higher, but the snow was coming up to here on the car. And I cranked it, and it went straight, and then up onto the bank, and we got caught up there. So yeah, as you can see, there is actually quite a difference between these two tires. And although it's warmer right now, it's not as big of a difference. There is a difference still, but it's not as big. And as soon as the temperature drops, -15, -20, the difference comes even bigger, especially on ice, because you lock up on ice on these, and you're continuing like you never put the brakes on. You lock up on ice with these, and all the billions of studs in it sink their teeth into the ice, and you're stopping like you're even better than asphalt. Hopefully you learned something from that. Hopefully it was more of an educational video instead of us just fooling around. It was us just fooling around, but hopefully you learned something from it. That's been our video. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have any pointers or tips that you want to give us, leave in the comments below and we really appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see any more content. It looks like it's going to snow for a bunch more months. Subscribe and you'll see a lot more videos like this in the future. We hope you enjoyed and have an awesome day. Oh, it's cold. But in this video we plan to see whether or not you should be saving your money or spending to save your life. I don't like that. It sounds dark. Makes everybody sound that doesn't buy it sound like a horrible person. Okay.